There are three basic types, Mr. Pizer: the wills, the won'ts, and the can'ts. The wills accomplish everything, the won'ts oppose everything, and the can'ts won't try anything.
Well, do us all a favor, Vincent, and try to be a can't, especially where that moss is concerned. We need you, not another corkscrew.
Hey, look at that.
Play us out. All right. Hey, welcome everybody to Hack/Crash 2.0. This is our second one-shot, if that makes any sense. Kind of a loosely connected story that we're putting together, a couple one-shots in a row from some new people on board. A new person for this evening that had a family emergency can't be here, so we wish Wargarble the best, but with us tonight is going to be Wanderer playing Ward, Sim playing Gabriel, Tet playing Azrael, and last but not least, Ghost playing King. If you like what you see here, go over to our YouTube channel at Blades and Blasters and subscribe. Okay, here we go. Alright, good. Everybody should be able to see that. Somewhere near the beanstalk, somewhere high in a skyscraper that's high in a sky the color of soot, is a man in a suit. He's a large man. His shoulders are broad and his chair is finely upholstered, and his gray eyes are intense. They stare at a translucent array of images that coalesce and seem almost solid. Behind the man are two figures, even taller. All three of them watch. They watch as a slightly aged man with a less expensive suit seats himself at a table in a less expensive, though still pricey, skyrise. They watch as the aged man with the charcoal hair flecked with white is served a cannoli on a single white plate. The aged man smiles and produces a knife and fork. He begins to eat. Near the beanstalk, the voyeurs continue to watch the recorded feed. They watch the vid screen as a muscle-bound female with dark shades, brown hair and skin, and black leather tights and a bustier bursts into the room. In a flash, a bullpup shotgun is in her hands, and in another flash, the man who is enjoying the cannoli is no more. His chest is burst open like an overdone bratwurst sold in Undercity Section 12. The voyeurs continue to watch as the Gmod assassin with trapezius muscles that seem to swallow her neck pauses and then covers her mouth. Next to the dead man is a briefcase that was caught in the blast. Red fluid is leaking from it, then it catches fire. Screaming and tearing at her eyes, the hulking woman runs, smashes through the high-rise window, and screams as she plummets to her death. The feed cuts off. The man with the expensive suit near the beanstalk turns in his chair and faces the two taller forms. Then Enzo is dead? And Substance C? Destroyed, answers one of the apparitions. Spectroscopy of the vid screen confirms. This happened an hour ago. I don't believe it, says the boss. His name is C. Edward Greer. C. Edward Greer is a man of means, and he's not a fool. I don't believe it, and I won't believe it until I get that fat Italian's body on my desk, and it reeks of Substance C. Got it? That motherfucker stole that shit from the Cycle Thugs, who stole that shit from S&M Corp, who was our biggest competitor. And I want whoever goosed up this already fucked up situation to pay. A pause. By the way, who was that assassin if she wasn't one of ours? We don't know, sir, says the other apparition. S&M Corp is our best guess. Says C. Edward Greer. Best steer clear of her. She looks like she could tear the limbs clean off a man. Don't fandoli my cannoli. 4 hours earlier. So this is 4 hours earlier than that. And cut, says a man wearing smart specs and a red wire over his left ear. He has on a red hat that stands up from his chair as he enters the movie set. He looks at the scene as Uncle Enzo, hole in his chest and all, comes back to life. The fire sputters out. The, quote, assassin crawls back up and over the window and then takes a bow for her stunt work. How was it, eh? I still got my old acting chops, or do you think I need to take another take? Says Enzo. Nope, we got it, sir. We'll clean it up in post-production, but you don't pay me the big bucks for second-rate effects and digital forgery, Uncle E, says the producer. It'll be leaked to the proper channels in about 3 hours. Good, says Enzo. Good, nice, but it will only call off those bastards for a while, at least without hard proof. Since this whole Substance C debacle, half of NA wants me dead, and the best way to disappear is to fucking die. Or at least seem dead. Enzo stands and smiles. He has intelligent eyes. He picks up the rest of the cannoli and eats it in one bite before walking off the faux movie set. The leader of the Easy Mafia walks into a nondescript hallway illumined with blue artificial light and says something into his pad. Hey, Jerome! Yeah, I'm doing good, yeah, hey, I'd like you and the Dirty Boys to head down to the Sacrifice Zone. Drudge up some old contacts for me, will you? And take that new bioroid, Azrael, with you. I know he's a little glitchy, but as they say, trial by fire, you know? I'll send you the info. We need a body. A real physical body that could stand in for my own. Why? Oh, yeah. That'll be in the details I send you too. The wife and kids good? Yeah? Haha, I bet. She's growing into a beautiful girl, Jerome. Your son, too. Strapping lad. Okay. You be good, Jerome. Later. That scene fades. And the camera pans across New Angeles, away from the beanstalk, away from the corporate sector with the sky rises that shoot into the grim gray sky, and the camera pans down into the streets, going lower and lower until there is a slick of rain on the streets. And there we find not Trash Panda, but 3 gentlemen sitting at a noodle shop. The 3 of them may know each other. They might have done some jobs together in the past. One thing's for certain, they're a little down on their luck recently. And they need work. They're perhaps enjoying one last bowl of noodles until their money runs out. And I'll let you guys take it away.
Ward is kind of looking down into his noodles and kind of toying with them a little bit. He knows they're really crap noodles, but they're still the best in the area, and he's going to eat them because this is the last of his money. You can see, despite it being a pretty dark evening, apart from all the neon lights, but despite that, he's wearing sunglasses. Gabriel and King know that because he's a Gmod and he's got genetically modified night vision, sensitive to daylight. He kind of toys with the noodles with his fork, and sort of, without really turning to either of them in particular, just sort of says out loud, "Well, it's another crappy night, boys."
King sits to Ward's right, having finished his noodles. He flips an antique coin, worthless in the day and age of credits, and continues catching it as he calls heads or tails to himself, and sits idly there, leaned back as best he can in the stool without falling out of it. One of the nights ever good.
Yeah, fair point. Oh, I'm just about out of cash. Anyone got any leads on new jobs?
If I did, I'd be taking them. Maybe not so much sharing unless I needed to. King kind of smiles, flips the coin again.
You're all heart, King. What about you, Gabriel?
I ain't heard nothing. But you gonna eat those noodles, or you gonna play with them all day?
I'm waiting until I get hungry enough to want to eat them.
I mean,
Almost there.
if you want, I eat them for you.
Ward sort of sighs and he goes, yeah, go on then. Slides them across to Gabriel.
Hey. And he'll lift up his bandana and start shoveling them. But if you ever heard nothing around the streets?
Was that English or some new street language I haven't heard of?
Sorry. And he rub his face. Guess I was talking with my mouth full. I ain't heard nothing on the streets. There ain't nothing going on yet.
Oh, there's always something. We just don't have ears in the right places. I'm waiting on callbacks. If I get something that requires a crew, maybe I'll involve you, maybe I won't.
But if you do, it'd be much appreciated. It's been a while since, I did some work. Got to fire the old friend here. Taps his back where he has a jacket over his rifle.
I'm more preferential to the work that doesn't require me to put a bullet through someone's skull, but if I need something for someone of your skill set, then I'll be sure to come find you here eating other people's noodles, Gabriel. Flips the coin again, catches it.
Ward sort of says, yeah, clean jobs are the best, but I can't be fussy right now. Look, you know how it works, King. If you bring me in on something, I'll owe you a favour, right?
Oh, I owe too many favors and have too many favors owed that aren't getting paid back already.
Wow. Man can never have too many favours owed.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, just next time you need something repaired, right? You come around my shop, get it done for free.
It would be nice. The goggles that I bought not long ago are a bit sketch.
Yeah, well, I know what you paid for them, mate, that's why. And Ward sort of holds his hand out and says, I could have a quick look, but you know, if there is something up and you want it fixed, then, well, bring me in on the job. He holds his hand out for the goggles.
I think I'll hold on to my goggles until I have that favor in hand. If it's all the same to you.
Yeah, all the same to me, mate.
And through the rain, you hear the quiet slish slosh of galoshes. And Gabriel, as you look down, you drop your chopsticks, and you see what looks to be a wingtip shoe that's relatively expensive. And looking up, you see faces and bodies that go along with the footsteps that you hear behind you. And you hear a voice go, well, look what we have here. 3 little piggies wallowing in the shit of these streets. Gabriel, Ward, King, how you doing, you bastards? And the voice comes from Jerome. No doubt in the past you've done some jobs for Easy Mafia and Uncle Enzo from time to time, and you might know this guy as his messenger. Sometimes he has a heart of gold, and sometimes he's just a real bastard.
Gabriel will look up. Ah, Jerome, I thought I recognized those ring tips. You got some very nice shoes out here in these rain.
Oh, you know what they say. When you're conducting business, you gotta look the part, Gabriel.
Ah, that's true. And he'll pick up his chopsticks and kind of toss them in the bowl, shove it aside.
And on Jerome's left is a bioroid. And Tet, I'll let you kind of pose yourself in from here.
The bioroid is very clearly mechanical. There are some bioroids that could potentially mimic humans, but this is certainly not one of them. The skin on his face only reaches from his top lip to his forehead, and then everything else is a black, plated, metallic material. It's hard to tell without getting too close. It has lines down his face which segment parts of the eyes and the cheeks. The chin is more metallic than the rest of his head, silvery. It just stands there. It looks male, but designated male, but it's simply it looks very foreign. Standing there, it has a black suit on, and off its side hangs a crystal katana. It stands motionless as Jerome speaks.
I'd like to introduce you to Uncle Z's newest associate, Azriel. Now, he's a 1.0, so still a little glitchy, but yeah, he's on this job with us.
Job. So you brought in some news to brighten up my day, then.
Brought us some news, King.
Well, you know, Uncle E doesn't want his most trusted men getting their hands dirty with this sort of thing. It seems he needs to, and he kind of scratches his temple as the rain falls on his hair that's slicked with pomade. The rain just beads up on Jerome's hair, and it drips onto his shoulders and then drips down onto his shoes. Uncle Enzo needs to procure a body.
And King kind of freezes and he looks over at the noodle stand operator to see if he's paying much attention to this conversation or if he's decided to leave at the appearance of the mafia.
Yeah, he sees Azriel walk up, and he's about to refill Gabriel's sake, and he just takes the pitcher mid-pour and does a 180 and says, What, honey? Oh, you need me in the back? Oh, sure. And he disappears.
Yeah, seeing as that's no longer a factor, King turns back. Oh, well, my hands are dirty enough already, and these two were just talking about how they were down on their luck, so you have our attention.
Oh, good. And he kind of looks around, and nobody's around here, and says, I don't know if you would have heard, but a couple weeks ago, Enzo got into a little trouble. He seems to have stole something that was stole from somebody else, and stole from somebody else before that. And as you might surmise, things that have been stolen 3 or 4 times, well, they tend to be valuable, and the motherfucker for who it was first stole from tends to get very, very irate, King. Capiche?
I see. And so we need to collect a body for what reason?
Well, Uncle E has decided to, as they say, lay low a little bit. And when he says lay low, I think he means like 6 feet under, although not really 6 feet under. Fake his death. Elvis style, if you know what I mean.
A body double.
Ah, yeah. I always knew you was a smart boy, King. Nah, not just a double. Uncle Enzo, as you know, is an intelligent man. He's a man of means, and he's a survivor. He has on catalog several clones of himself that they put out there years and years ago. He's going to track one of them down. Any one of you have a pad?
Ward nods and kind of holds up his pad he pulls from inside his jacket. Goes, yeah. What am I looking for?
The Easy Mafia operative to Jerome's right hands him a pad, and he turns it on and unlocks it. It scans his retina, and he sends over a encrypted file and data stream to Ward's pad, and it goes over kind of a dossier of a man.
Okay.
This man here, very ugly guy.
So yeah, Ward will kind of flick through it and then kind of tile the most important information across the screen, and so the others can just see a quick summary and hold it up for King and Gabriel to see. Yeah, looks like you've done the hard part.
Well, he's a genetic double. I don't know. Uncle E is a good bit more handsome than this motherfucker. And apparently this motherfucker has gotten into some shady shit himself. So, he's not one that necessarily wants to be found. Thus, you come in, Gabriel, Ward, and King. And I'm going to send Azrael here with you. Just to make sure that if things go south, at least one person comes home.
Sending a bioroid with us? King looks a bit skeptical. Technology tends to short out if things get violent. Can this thing hold up?
I don't know, Azrael. Do you tend to short out when things get violent?
I am programmed for violence. He just looks at King blankly.
I can tell. And then he smiles. Well, I suppose if it's part of the job, there's not much say we have in that little addition. Still a three-way split, I assume.
Oh, you can split up the money any way you want. And I'm sending over an amount underneath Slimy Joe, a.k.a. Mark Belltower's picture there. And you see a number of money that makes all three of you very pleased.
I can agree to that. King stands up. How about the other two of you?
I like the look of that number of zeros. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, those zeros definitely have a ring to it. You count me in as well.
I'm good. I'm very pleased that you and me are seeing eye to eye finally, Gabriel.
I can see eye to eye with anybody as long as they're paying me enough money.
Spoken like a true man of the trade. A true businessman. So you're going to find all the details there on Slimy Joe. No doubt you'll need to look up more information on him, figure out his most recent whereabouts, and oh yeah, before I fucking forget, hey Tommy, yeah, bring over the thing. Yeah, the thing. And Tommy kind of walks behind Azrael and hands Jerome a shotgun. It's the same shotgun that the quote-unquote assassin had when they fake shot Uncle Enzo. And Jerome says, I need one of you scoundrels to take this thing. When you find Mark Belltower, open him up through the chest, just like this. And he points it at one of his buddies and just pulls the trigger and clicks. It's not loaded. Open him up like a bratwurst. That way it'll match the feed, if you know what I mean.
You can probably hand that to the one at the end of the bar there. He was just talking about how he wanted to shoot someone, weren't you, Gabriel? Leans back in the seat.
Yeah, it's been a while since me and my friend got to connect with some people. He kind of does a little wink. And he holds out his hand. But, yeah, I'll take it. I'll shoot him. Open up his chest.
All right. Well, I know I can trust all three of you, and now that you're four, this is just a lovely, lovely quartet.
Well, unless there's anything else, I suppose we have some work to do.
I suppose you do. Ah, and here, let me pay for your meal. Jerome steps forward between Ward and King, slaps down some money on the counter, more than is needed. If you get the feeling that the owner of this establishment heard anything, feel free to tip him very generously. If you feel like he's not the type that would keep his mouth fucking shut, feel free to relieve him of his goddamn head, Asriel.
Azrael nods. Yes.
Ah, a man of many words, Azriel. All right, boys. Dirty boys, mount up. And Jerome and the two other Easy Mafia guys walk back across the street where you see they have motorcycles. And they get on these things and they head out.
Ward stands up from his bar stool where he's been. The end of that conversation, he tuned out a bit. He was kind of flicking information from his pad up into the corner of his smart glasses so he could kind of have like an image of the guy in his corner of his vision all the time, and making some other, going through some of the data. Now he stands up from his bar stool and just kind of slowly walks around Azrael, not really saying anything, but kind of any bits of exposed mechanics or electronics, he's kind of like looking them over, just kind of studying him. And then after making a slow circuit, he kind of sits down and gives a kind of sort of kind of expression. He looks satisfied with what he's seen and looks across to King and says, "Well, it looks like he's reasonably put together."
Are you sure you shouldn't take a picture? You might be able to get a better look. And have it last longer.
Azrael's head turns towards Ward as he sits down. Do I look like a whore to be gawked over?
You look like a piece of tech, mate. I'm just having a look what you're made of.
Better stuff than you, flesh bag.
Ward goes, fair enough.
I like this one.
Yeah. You're going to have to watch yourself with this one, Gabe. And Ward says, fair enough, Azrael. I apologise. Sizing you up. You done much work for the for Uncle Enzo and Co?
I am property of the Tri-Maf. I do as they request.
Yeah, done a lot of jobs for them.
That is classified. Need to know. You do not. Need to know.
Fair enough. Just trying to see how experienced you were.
I
Right,
was
boy,
born
where do
with
we start?
experience.
Gabriel's gonna look at Ward. Is there anything you can do for a stutter? It's gonna be a long while if that keeps up.
I don't recommend provoking the machine. And he turns and... maybe we should get started on this, and I can clear up this loose end here. Ward, do you have anything on this clone that we're looking for?
No, but I'll start looking. And Ward goes over to stand away from the noodle bar, but out of the rain, somewhere he won't be too closely observed, and pulls out his pad again and just starts seeing what he can find on this guy. Leads where we can start looking.
Very good. And he looks back to the bar and he yells out, "Shopkeep!" Starts tapping on the counter, or if there's a bell.
And from out the back of the bar, you hear clattering of dishes, and one of them falls and breaks. Oh, my land! Yes, sir. Are you finished conducting your business?
Yes, we're just getting ready to pay for our meals and tabs.
Oh, most certainly. Was everything to your liking? I do apologize for the moist weather. I know it can water down and dilute the broth.
I would much prefer to have a face-to-face conversation with you rather than yelling between these rooms.
I just don't want to overhear anything. I don't want to pry. And he walks back up to the counter. I apologize, sir.
I do not understand. How do you apologize for the weather? You control not the weather. He looks
How do you know?
perplexed.
He might have complete control over the weather, for all we know.
He looks to you. That does not compute.
Shame.
Yeah, the tall one is right. I do not control the raindrops any more than I control the temperature or the seasons.
Then
But I do
why
control who
do
chooses.
you apologize for such?
It is simply the polite thing to do, sir.
It cocks its head slightly.
Gabriel, look over at Azrael. I think what he's trying to say is scared shitless right now.
Yes. And in a matter of speaking, you are correct, sir. Can I get you another bandana?
Nah, I like my bandana. Why would I want to get rid of it?
And he kind of points, and there's dried noodles on the edge of it.
Oh. Yeah, pick it off.
He's had worse on his face. Don't mind him. He leans forward.
Yeah, you should see his sister. It's much worse.
But I have to ask. You did overhear a lot of that conversation, didn't you?
No, I didn't hear anything. I saw those men approach, and anyone knows who they are, and I made myself scarce, sir. Those are Uncle Ede's men. Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think if you heard King over here yell for you, you might have heard our conversation.
And I have to say that's all well and good, but do you think you'll be sharing any of the details of what you overheard?
No, sir. No, sirree. I promise.
Are you sure? And he kind of brings a gun out onto the table from his a holster underneath his coat.
I am. Certainly, sir.
Is he lying to me?
Give me a streetwise average. With a boost. The gun on the table represents a little bit of a boost for you. Alright, it's hard to read the guy. He's so scared shitless. Hard to read him. But what do you want to do with these advantages? You can do a lot.
Ooh, it's been a minute since I get another one too for being a clone because he was not in a pose test. Never mind. I'll have to remember that for later. Spending advantage and social.
I mean, you would almost have like a crit. You can do pretty amazing stuff with it.
I guess I would say learn the desire or fear of the target character and notice a single important point in the online encounter. So if there's anybody else that might be paying attention, and if there's anything I can tell about his... I mean, I'm pretty sure what his fears are going to be, but might as well use them.
Yeah, perfect. So you see in the back, there's two flaxen-haired girls, older teenagers, and what looks to be his wife kind of cleaning up the mess of the broken plates in the back. And they look up, and the wife makes brief eye contact with King, and all three of them kind of are shushed away and head into the back of the establishment. And you look at the shopkeeper, and he's obviously scared that any retribution would come to them.
Yeah, and he looks up, and I'm going to choose to believe you, old man. But I'm familiar with this place of business, your face, and a couple of faces back there that you might not have wanted me to see. So if you do say something, and I do find out, I'll come back and pay you a visit. You won't be so happy to see me the second time, though.
Oh, I think we have an understanding, sir. Please come back, but only for the noodles.
Only for the noodles. At least I hope so. He stands up.
Shopkeeper swallows. You see his Adam's apple go up and down. Sweat is beaded on his forehead.
King puts his gun away and... well, terrible weather we're having. He just leaves on that, turns to go speak with Ward, see where he's at in terms of figuring out more about this clone.
So where am I at?
So you duck down the alley. With your pad, you can access wireless networks fairly easy. So you're able to get on the net if you would like, and if you're trying to look up information on Slimy Joe, aka Mark Belltower, you can make me a knowledge net. Since you're kind of Wi-Fi connected, you're not hardwired into your rig at home, your apartment. It would be with a setback, and it would be a hard with a setback.
So what? 3 purple, 1 red?
Nope. No. So when you go through it, you're going to, when it asks for setback die, you're going to give yourself one, and your difficulty will just be hard.
Oh, okay. Someone macro. Cool.
Yep. Just use the macros at the top.
Cool. So that was. So what skill again?
Just do knowledge. Actually, once you roll yours off the sheet, I think this is one of the custom skills.
Okay.
So let me set your difficulty.
Knowledge the net.
I will set your difficulty, and you are ready to go. 2 success and 2 threat. Good.
Threat.
Okay. So you get some information on this guy. It's not wonderful. You could probably get some more information if you had a little more time or if you went back home. But for now, you know that this guy, they don't call him Slimy Joe for nothing. Slimy Joe is last seen in Section 12. He was recently arrested for several misdemeanors, but got off on a technicality. You can see that he has evaded arrest multiple times. He's done time as well for battery. He's done time for child abuse, gross sexual imposition, and solicitation for sex.
Real charmer. Okay.
Real charmer.
Yep. Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, as King comes over, Ward will sort of nod to him and say, "Yeah, don't have a precise location on him. He's trying to stay away from the cops, but Section 12 seems a good place to start. He's got some previous," and Ward will hold up his D-pad, just showing the arrest record.
As you hold up that pad, it goes ping, and a green message flashes across the scene as you get traced.
Just goes, shit.
An
shit.
instant messenger window pops up with a 2 threat and says,
Yep.
"Who are you, little mouse? Looking for me?" It's just all in text, obviously.
Yep. Ward sort of pauses for a moment and says to King, "What do you think?" And without hitting enter yet, Ward types, "We want to meet," and then says to King, "What do you think?"
Well, he seems to like the ladies. Sex trafficking angle?
Yeah, all right. And I'll sort of type it and go, yeah, we're looking for some fun.
You just type it in the message box there for effect.
Type it in.
Let's see. I want to do as. Can I do it as Slimy Joe? I think I can. Look, there you go. Boom.
Okay, let me switch to who I'm posting it.
Another messenger's message pops up on your screen and says, "Hello there, little lambs." Ward says, "We're looking for some fun." And another text come back. "What kind?"
The kind of the flesh variety. And he looks at Ward. And does Ward appear uncomfortable with the subject?
Ward's starting to look uncomfortable because he sort of says, "Oh, I don't want him thinking we want like kids or something, you know?"
I can type out the messages if you don't feel comfortable with this sort of work, Ward. I wouldn't want to offend your sensibilities if we're going to be working together. That'd be unprofessional of me.
Well, yeah, just kids, mate, you know? And Ward sort of hands over his D-pad and just goes, don't scratch it or anything, right? It's a decent one.
I can handle a piece of technology. He thinks it over and...
Female of age, preferably drunk. And there's a minute here. And then Mark Belltower types back. One momento. And what is your sysops, Ward?
Okay, my sysops is I've got 2 yellow, 2 green.
2 yellow, 2 green?
Yeah.
Got it. So he's going to... He's going to make a check here. Let me clear that game master sheet. And you can tell that something's going on with your pad as this starts to happen. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I think Ward might suddenly grab it back off King if he feels there's something going on that he needs to respond to.
Yeah, he wouldn't fight him on it.
There we go. Ooh, another trace.
Oof.
Another trace. So where am I? Where are you at here? Two traces. Sipsos learns what state, province, or region the runner is in within that country. Reduces the difficulty of the lockout action twice.
Okay. So far not too bad. Okay, So Ward will just make sure that his sort of what countermeasures he's got, which is very little on there, are in place, and then just say to King, look, make it quick. We haven't got long before he pinpoints us.
And soon after that, you hear another ping, ping, and a message comes back and says, "How soon can you be in Section 12?"
How far are we?
You have one of those flying Blade Runner cars, so less than an hour.
Yeah, he thinks about it.
Maybe.
Yeah, what does King say?
Yeah, he types that out in the message, and he looks back to Ward, and we could play up drug enterprise angle as well. Maybe we're new players in town. Layers to cover up true intentions. More for him to sort through.
Is Azrael over there? Is he privy to this? Or no?
That's your call.
Don't object to him being there. Yeah.
He would be just standing there watching passively and says, "We have none of these things. Females, drugs."
It's not about having them on hand, it's about the appearance of having them. As long as he believes we have them, he'll be willing to talk with us.
Cox his head to the side. Would it not be better to have a female there that he could see?
I thought we were asking him for women.
Indeed.
Oh, he cocks his head. Oh.
But for the drugs, you got a point.
I have samples, so to speak, and he removes a couple of happy patches from the inside of his pocket. Took them off of a mark from a couple weeks ago. He didn't need them anymore, considering he wasn't alive. This can be our sample, if you will.
Nice.
This is how you run a con, robot. You'll learn about that if you stay functional long enough.
It's like poker, but the stakes are higher.
There is quite high stakes in some poker games.
True. But not often a bullet.
You play a lot of poker, Azrael?
I have not met a flesh bag who can beat me at cards. I can quantify the mathematical probability of every hand.
Well, if I survive and you don't get scrapped, we'll play a few hands, and I'll show you what it's like to lose. How's that?
Very, 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 very good.
And this kind of looks.
And another ping, ping, and Slimy Joe's picture pops up again. Perhaps we have things in common then, but I will need more information. You wouldn't have old Joe flying with blinders on. Who are you? And he's going to do that again. Try to get another trace on you. Boom. Another success, but 2 threat. Okay.
And he had 2 threat before as well, didn't he?
Yep, he did.
Okay.
Azrael asked, Does it matter if he knows who you are. Looks to Ward.
I just find it's never good for people to know more about you than they have to.
Who has the longest criminal record? He looks to Gabriel, expecting it to be him.
Ward looks across to Gabriel too.
It's very possible that could be me.
Have you ever trafficked in illicit drugs?
Yeah, a few times.
Turns back to King. Doesn't say anything, but... Khan, they say that the best lie has truth to it. Do they not?
Indeed. That's why Gabriel will be right alongside me as a business partner in this con. And King looks down, types out.
Yeah, whatever needs to get done.
Yeah, so he types that out. Intermediate being Ward, as I'm sure Ward is kind of... I probably have enough basic knowledge to see that he's being trace pinged. So this guy's probably gonna figure out everything on Ward, but not our pads. So
I'm talking through an intermediate, no first names. Call me Mr. K. Myself and my partner, Mr. G, are new to the trade. I'm hesitant to deal with newbies. No, noobs.
What is a noob?
someone who's not very good.
And the money's good, and then that we'll contact him again in a bit because he's going to trace us any time now. Tell him your intermediary's getting nervous about the tracing.
You'll be very surprised, and we've gained a lot of traction in a few months of the biz. Your traces are quite impressive. And Slimy Joe replies, "Oh yes, I can send an intermediary if you are using one." Slimy Joe sends you a meme of Vader saying "impressive, most impressive."
That is not a real bioroid.
No, just a very popular one. Looks it over and...
Ezreal looks toward. Can you trace him?
Yeah, maybe. Actually, because I've got the I think maybe with the I've got an implanted reader and I've got the smart glasses. So it's not like I've got like a skulljack, but I can probably actually go in through my D-pad, even though King's holding it, just because it's close enough, can't I?
It's probably all Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's like Wi-Fi.
Yeah, okay. So I'll actually I'll say to Ezreal, yeah, good thinking. Why didn't I think of that? And I'll see if I can start running a trace on him through my D-pad.
Yeah, King will hand it back and show the text. We have a meet. Try not to tip him off on your trace, but I'm sure he expects it if he's doing it himself. We can just play it off as good business practice.
Sounds good. I'm going to try one quick trace, and then I'm going to disconnect my D-pad from the net briefly just to cut off their trace.
Okay, let me set your difficulty. Just roll your hacking from your sheet. This is probably the easiest way to do it. I didn't set it yet, if that's what you,
Oh,
you just
sorry.
rolled. No.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, yeah, it's like, whoa.
Um,
It's amazing how successful you can be when there's no
so it's
difficulty.
gonna be- That's what it is. And do you want a boost from those threats?
Yes, please.
Yeah, there you go. Roll it.
Great.
Success and a threat. Okay, just give yourself 2 strain.
Okay. Is that the middle one?
Yep. So you do successfully trace him. He is in, Western U.S., same as you. He's planet side, so this isn't a spoof or anything like that.
Okay.
And you're shutting down your thing.
Yeah, I'd love to get a more accurate trace, but then he'll actually find me if I'm on any longer. So yeah, I'm actually just shut down the D-pad for a little while just so you can't trace, and then I'll reconnect a bit later.
And it clicks off.
All right. He clasps his hands together. 13th block of Section 12, and we have to set a very good first impression.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm the intermediary, so I don't have to do any acting, and that suits me just fine. What about Azrael here?
Muscle. He fits the bill, doesn't he?
Yeah, he certainly does.
And Gabriel, just talk about drugs if they ask you any questions.
Don't worry, I got this.
All right.
Yeah, Gabe can talk about drugs for hours.
You will look more wealthy than you already are with a bioroid with you. Because you, without a bioroid, do not look like you have any credits.
True. We can say that he was a good early investment that we hope pays off in the future.
Yeah. Where the early money from our business went. Well, your business.
That would be a substantial sum.
Let's hope it's impressive enough for this intermediary he's sending to meet us. Let's get to it then.
Okay. Do any of us have a car?
Of course. King. Head over and unlock his ride, which probably isn't too bad. Maybe not the
Okay.
newest model.
It's pretty sweet. The type of game wouldn't have a nice ride.
Yeah. Ward calls shotgun despite Gable having an actual shotgun. But,
Ooh, Azrael's feeling cramped in this one.
So the camera pans across the street slick with rain as you push your stools away from the noodle bar and walk across the street and duck into the vehicle. It rises off the street and just zooms off into the night. As you go over the city, you leave anything that resembles the quote-unquote nice part of town. As you get even further from the beanstalk, you head towards what's called the sacrifice zone and something called Section 12, which at least Ward knows from his deep delving into the net. It's just a seedy-ass place. A lot of bad things going there, a lot of drugs, a lot of sex crimes, a lot of violence. The digital downpour started and the night deepened. All the panels have like little comic book things on them almost, because that's the feel I want to get for this game. and I'll let you guys role play a little bit as you fly across town, and eventually rain's going to stop.
On the way to Section 12, Ward, who's actually got the sort of least experience with sort of violence and the nastier side of life, is busy trying to unsuccessfully to shock King and Gabriel with all the stories he's read on the net about Section 12. He's just coming up with the most sort of gruesome and nasty stories he can remember from his net searches, and really trying to shock anyone, but it's getting nowhere.
Can you give me a knowledge net?
Sure.
Give me a knowledge net. I will set your difficulty. Roll that one off the sheet. It's just going to be an average difficulty. You actually have a talent that removes setbacks, so I'll give you a boost as well.
Okay. Moving up. Huh. I clicked it and nothing happened. Let's try that again. Ugh.
There it goes. Oh, wow.
Like 4 times. Okay, so the first one, 4 successes.
Yeah, so
Right.
not only do you know about Section 12, there's one area there, that 13th block, is just the worst of the worst. You've never seen such a wretched hive of scum and villainy. Nickname of that 13th block is the Roach's Nest. That's where the most desperate people go. The drug addicts, they don't have any money left. They have to turn tricks for money. The places where the strong go to prey on the weak, and it's just an awful place. With those 4 advantages, it's also kind of home to several different quote-unquote businesses, all of which probably have illicit means. And a friend of yours has sent a backdoor to the network there, so I am not going to make you check to access the Wi-Fi network near the 13th block of Section 12.
Oh, cool. Thank you. So yeah, Ward will go through all this. He's come up with these gruesome stories, and then finally, sort of failing to impress them, he sort of says, and I hear people get really desperate there, they'll do all sorts of things for money. You never know, King. Maybe you can get someone to do what your last girlfriend wouldn't do, if I hear right.
Who are you hearing things from? I don't have time for women in this lifestyle. Must have been a fling.
Well, wasn't what I heard. Maybe the gossip was wrong.
Azrael deadpans and says, Are you talking about anal sex?
Ward sort of coughs for a while, and he's laughing so hard he can't even laugh properly. He's just kind of choking on it.
The bioroid got it in one try. And he looks back at the bioroid. Are you very familiar with the subject?
No. I did a quick net search. It seemed the correct question to ask.
I think you should ask that question of every person you meet, Azrael.
He cocks his head.
You might want to clear your search history after that one, Azrael. You've probably got some very interesting results up there.
He doesn't say anything, just stares at you with his blank black eyes.
Although maybe you could send some of it to King's D-pad later, eh?
If he wishes.
Oh, he does. He doesn't like to say, but he does.
Oh no, I don't mix business with pleasure. All professionalism here. Unlike you in grades. He turns a corner.
As you turn the corner, the rain seems to cut off like a light switch. As the rain cuts off, the bright neon lights of the area closer to the beanstalk seems to turn into a dingier, dustier, pink, yellow, purple neon as you start to fly over Section 12. As you fly over Section 12, a lot of the buildings look like they're kind of dilapidated and broken. On board the car, King, you look down and there's like a GPS map. And you slowly bring the car down. And I'll let you role play how that happens, and then we'll switch maps.
So I bring it down to park it.
Yeah.
So he brings it through with no particular skill or grace. Kind of lands the vehicle into a parking spot. Puts the vehicle in park. Well, according to the GPS, this would be where we need to be.
Can't help being worried someone's going to nick the fucking car, though. And Ward is kind of looking around and trying to size up a few people on the street. He's avoiding making eye contact with the more vicious-looking people, but the more sort of the people who look like they're just, absolutely down on their luck, and the homeless people hanging out in the street and stuff. He's looking them up and down and kind of studying them, and after a while, he just sort of, stuck it somewhere, I suppose.
First time you ever been in a bad area, Ward?
Yeah. First time I've been somewhere this fucking bad, I'll tell you.
These people look poorer than Gabriel.
These are my people.
If they steal my car, I'll just steal another one.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I forgot how you got that one. Yeah, all right. No worries. And yeah, Ward make sure he's zipped up his D-pad into an inner jacket, in a pocket of his jacket, so it's not easier to pickpocket. And then says, "Oh, after you, lads."
Make sure you don't touch anything, Ward. There's a lot of stuff down here that grows on the walls and stuff.
Lovely.
As you park the car, you guys get out, and you see this 13th block is dingy. There's potholes everywhere. The concrete is broken. You see people slumped against the building, smoking something off a piece of foil. Another one's passed out in the gutter. And even as you do that, though, like, you hear a car just screeching. And you see this car fly down the street. Towing behind this car is some chick wearing black leather who is on what looks to be a hoverboard. And as she flies past you guys down the street, you hear this pop, 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 pop. As a lot of these thugs hanging out fire shots at this girl behind this car. They make a wide turn, breeze past you, and you hear the girl say to you guys as she gives you a salute, "Later, bitches!" And they're just gone. Some of the people on the curb start to argue with each other. "What the fuck, motherfucker? Why are you shooting at that bitch? You're gonna bring those cops down on us?" Yeah, start to kind of fight down, like, further down the street, and I'll let you guys role play.
No, that's something you don't see every day.
I thought these were your people, Gabe. I thought this was a nightly occurrence in Section 12.
Did you see that ride? That's a lot nicer than my people can drive.
This is true. He did have a nice car.
True.
Looks like King's car. Maybe you need to upgrade.
Oh, if I find something worth taking that I think I can get away with, then I will. Otherwise, it's the beater.
Ward sort of is looking down the street with a big grin on his face and says, "You got to admire their style, though, right?" And he turns back and looks down the street and says, "So you seeing our contact anywhere?"
He didn't tell me what he looked like. I'm imagining they're going to use the trace they had on your pad to figure out where we are and send them to us directly.
Yeah. Didn't like just sitting there letting them trace it. I have to wipe it. After all this, reinitialize, get a new IP.
Feel kind of violated, Ward.
Yeah, do kind of. Yeah. Bit like a lot of the women King hangs out with. But, you know.
Yeah.
Live by the code, die by the code. Isn't that the hacker's credo, or is it something else more suitably geeky? He sits back on his hood and smiles at Ward.
I'm not really a hacker per se. I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, you know that. I fix things. I do a bit of sysops, I do a bit of hacking. It's all good, right?
It still seems like a dangerous thing to know in the advanced stage. I sometimes feel smarter for being dumber as it comes to tech, as stupid as that sounds.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, for all the scary shit out here, there's scarier shit on the net. Oh, alright. I'll open the pad up again and let them trace us. And you can tell he's just so reluctant. He does it with the air of someone just, someone sort of self-consciously just standing in the middle of the street and just taking all their clothes off. He kind of like, connects his D-pad to an unsecured Wi-Fi and just leaves himself open to be traced. He doesn't leave the pad completely open to be, just hacked by any sort of like automated attacks that might be just going around the area, but anyone looking for him directly will be able to find him. You can tell he looks like he feels dirty.
So that pad opens up and so you're just gonna let yourself be traced there.
Reluctantly, yeah.
Yep, so you opens up and again it just pings and goes, he says, "Hello there. Welcome back. Did you make it okay? Word on the street? Gunshots."
Interesting. And Ward will hand over to King and say he's obviously got eyes on this street.
Yeah, King takes it and types back.
"We're here, not at us, waiting." And he says, "Why the fuck did you try to trace me? I told you where I was."
Yeah, and King thinks for a moment.
Ward just looks looking at the screen over King's shoulder and just goes, "Oh, fucking please."
Best business practice. Can you verbalize it just for the two people watching on the internet?
Yeah, King looks back. Best business practices. Better to know it wasn't a spoof. Cops and all that. You know how it is. You trace, we trace.
And he says, "Okay, I'll give you this freebie, but I want to see your pretty faces and oh so soft flesh. Are you hungry? And every time he messages you, his just fat face pops up on there. Just that gross visage, just sweaty.
Ward is just look at this guy. Oh,
I could go for a bite. And he sits there and waits.
You know, normally I'm not that keen on killing, but this guy, fuck it. It's going to be a genuine pleasure.
We can give you the shotgun whenever we have him dead to rights.
Oh, no. I wouldn't deny Gabriel. He hasn't shot anyone in ages.
You could
Been a
shoot
while.
them. He just points to the junkies on the corner.
Ward just turns and doesn't say anything and just looks at the junkies' reactions. As this sort of like almost skull-faced bioroid just calmly suggests that someone else kills them.
Very well. Head into Mr. Ties. Don't eat the bratwurst.
And he hands the pad back. We're going to the Everything Emporium. He points to the little corner store that's right here in front of him.
Watch where you step.
He's Ward takes the D-pad back. He's putting it away and looks at the screen and sort of says, "Huh, don't need the bratwurst, fellas." And then puts it away.
Bratwursts sound disgusting. If I ate.
So as you walk across the street, you almost kind of stumble over these drug addicts, and one of them starts to ask you for some money until they see the bioroid, and then he goes back to smoking what looks like some sort of crack pipe. You especially, Ward, holding the pad, as you get closer to the building, the access for the local network pops up. And because of your backdoor you had from that previous check, you don't make a check to get in, so you can see what the network looks like in this area. Let me copy and paste you guys and move you over. Tell me if you can see this okay. Boom. See that okay?
Yep.
So this is a more kind of formal type of net running you can do in the system. Basically, the network is, you're up here at the terminal, and then you can access systems and subsystems based on, your roles and that sort of thing. Anything you see that is just blacked out, and you don't see anything there, is ice, basically, that you would have to go through in order to access the systems.
Like here.
Yeah, like there, here, down here, and stuff like that. But what's cool is by accessing those systems, you can do cool stuff. So that's what it looks like. Anytime you want to come back here, let me know. You can see all the directories for sure.
I think Ward, just while things are calm, he's going to try and get past that first piece of ice, because that gives us access to a few things that are quite useful, including the local maps, which I think is useful. So if people don't mind me taking the time, I'll probably do that now, just while it's calm.
So you're walking in with your smart specs on, kind of off in La La Land, looking at your pad. As you walk into the Emporium, it's just like cyberspace, kind of like around you. Gabriel King and Azrael probably just see you. I'll let you role play what it looks like. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Ward's realizes he's going to be going a little deeper than usual, so he actually puts his pad away. He's just accessing it through his implant and his through his specs, and he sort of taps Gabriel on the shoulder and says, "Got a back door into the network. I'm just gonna go in shallow, just see what I can find on a quick look. Could be useful. Keep a bit of an eye on me, right?"
No problem. I got you.
Cheers, mate. And then he's going to try and get past that first piece of ice, whatever it is. So he's got his icebreakers ready, and he'll wait to see what kind of type it is before he picks what to use.
So as you go through the directories and subsystems, you see kind of in cyberspace this kind of flaming red hawk zigzagging across the system, scanning for intruders. This is your first piece of ice, Hawk's Eye. It's a piece of Sentry. And the thing that you have that would go up against this, I believe, would be Garrett. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got Garrot, which I think is level 2. So he's gonna try that.
Yeah, 3, I believe, even.
Oh, 3. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Right.
3. So using Garrett to break a sentry, the runner may spend advantage to stop the sentry from notifying any syshops about the runner's existence, which is pretty good on this one.
Yeah.
After attempting to break the piece of ice, the runner may spend advantage to add success to next break ice check.
Great.
So,
Let's see how I do.
so hacking. Let me set your difficulty for all those is average, so just 2 purple. So roll that off the sheet, please. Nice, and you got the 2 advantage.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'll definitely spend the advantage to keep myself, keep my presence undetected.
Oh, no.
And what was the other thing I could spend advantage on?
I believe you, for your next, if you want to go for another piece of ice, I think it gives you a free success. Is that what it said? Let me look.
Okay. Cool. I'm not doing anything more for the moment.
Add success to next break ice. No, it's only if it's targeting the same one. So if like you didn't break it on the first chance, but you did because 3 plus 2, and the strength of it is 4. So 5 overcomes it. It is gone for this round, at least.
Nice. Okay. So I'll have a look at what these 4 things I've got access to. I think local maps and schematics. The first thing I want to look at.
So basically, it will give you area schematics of this 13th block.
Cool. Can I find anything with his name on it? Mark Bell Tower.
Give me a knowledge net hard,
Okay.
and I'm going to use a story point to upgrade it once.
Okay. So knowledge, and it is hard.
Now you have 5.
Okay. Upgrade difficulty 1, yeah? Okay.
Use knowledge net is one of the custom ones. You have to roll off the sheet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me do that now.
There you go. Bam. With a triumph?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Threat.
It was
Let's
a
give
threat
yourself
in there as well. Yeah.
1 strain for the threat. And we're going to go back to the other map. As you guys walk into the Emporium, you see almost like just shamblers walking around this place. They pick out sugary foods and just walk out of the store with them as the automated clerk just puts them more and more in debt as they leave with this stuff. And Ward is pretty deep in the net here, and not only does he get the schematics of most of this 13th block, with that Triumph, what do you want to do with that?
Yeah, I want to see
where he is or what his name's on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So he is associated. His name is written as underwriter Mark Belltower for a company that called TPK Fulfillment Services. And looking at the map, it's kind of in this area, lower right corner of the map.
Okay. Cool. Great. So I will tap Gabriel on the shoulder and whisper, "If all this goes south, I've got an address for a business with his name on."
Oh, you do?
Just now. We'll try and stick with the plan, but if it goes south, it gives us another route.
Yeah, or if he doesn't show up, maybe to find him.
Yeah.
Soon as we find him, soon we get paid. I just need his chest to pop out.
Yep. If we can get to him through the contact, though, probably easier, but it's a good backup. I've probably got access. I think I've got access to some other subsystems if we need them.
Perfect. That's good news.
Well, what can I say, mate? I'm a pro. And he gives a big smile.
Okay. Gabriel nods his head. So what time is this fat fuck supposed to show up?
He's sending someone, isn't he?
So as you start flipping the coin, King, you look up and you see all the security cameras in the store just kind of turn and point to you. And at that point, another message pings across the D-pad. Wow, you are a good-looking bunch. I think you would fetch a pretty penny. Why do you have that machine with you?
Yeah, and King looks at it and responds. So we don't end up as product. I'm starting to question your intentions, Joe.
You just get silence at this point. And Joe's going to make a check. All right. He's traced you guys 3 times?
Yes.
All right. So not used to using this sheet. 2. So it's only going to be an average check to do what he wants to do. Ooh, despair on him. Alright, so I'll tell you what's going to happen here. Ward, your D-pad goes zoop as you get locked out of the system. You're not going to be able to access the system through that. If you find a terminal, you'll be able to do it.
Yep.
But then, guys, you guys see kind of behind you, 3 guys kind of close in. And at the other edge of the Emporium, you see 3 other guys close in. Ah! I see. Slimy Joe has caught an insect in the web.
And King looks around, and I don't see any insects here. Where are you seeing insects? And he kind of looks behind the counter, and
Ward kind of moves aside a little bit towards this countertop here. Kind of backing away with his kind of hands raised in a kind of like whoa, whoa, whoa kind of gesture.
Gabriel step forward a little bit. Well.
It appears you will be able to shoot someone now.
And with that
Gabriel.
despair, how would you guys like to use that despair? I would like to give you guys all free actions and maneuvers. Basically an entire free round. Because what you see is, besides the junkies, all the junkies kind of move towards the edge of the room because they know something's about ready to go down. You see everybody else go for the weapons.
Good.
I was gonna try to bullshit him, but I'm down with a free maneuver.
Yeah, Gabriel will string his weapon out from around his back.
Yeah, Azrael just says the thing about, it appears you will be able to shoot someone now, Gabriel.
Yeah, it seems like they want the anal sex.
Azrael doesn't really get the context. He thinks it's some sort of, let's give it to them then. And he pulls out a sword.
All right, I'll let you guys all go first, and then we'll roll initiative. Ward, you're locked out of the system from that one. You can probably get in other places, though. There's computers all over.
Terminals everywhere.
Yeah.
Cool. No worries. Okay, do you guys want to go first?
Sure. Drawing a weapon is an action or maneuver?
Maneuver.
I will draw my Fletcher pistol, and who is closest to me? Probably this guy, I would assume.
Section 12, Cretan.
Yeah. Cretan, front row Cretan. Let's quickly pull my Fletcher pistol and shoot at him.
Let me clear the sheet there. All right, go ahead.
All right, so it's superior. So I think that's a free advantage, right? To start.
All right.
And then we'll just see how it goes.
He is short range.
Short range, okay.
So that should be average for you, I believe. What's your pistol?
Medium.
Did we
Range,
ever
medium.
roll for story points
Medium
or
range.
anything like that?
We have 5 right now.
For Genesys, it's like each PC gets one, and then
Yeah, okay.
then the GM gets one. It's not like
Yeah.
GM kind of gets screwed from the outset.
So if it's medium range, then it's average.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'll just use the free advantage and have it. I mean, it cancels out the threat anyway, so it's nothing. It goes.
Mm-hmm. So nothing. So you shoot at this guy. He just kind of presses himself against the wall there as the Fletcher pistol just
And
concrete showers everywhere.
You can spend strain to do another maneuver, right?
Yes, 2 strain.
I'll do 2 strain, and I will move. How far can I move?
Oh, where do you want to move? You can move most places probably in this. Yeah,
Right
you
there.
can move there. That'll get you some cover.
Yeah, so King fires a shot as he's moving, and it gets cornered up here, realizing that being in a crossfire is not great. That's it.
Anyone else?
Gabriel, wait for Azrael to make his move. Interesting to see what the cyborg can do.
Yeah, maneuver, draw his katana. Maneuver, I'll spend strain to move, and he quickly draws his katana, and it's you guys might have seen one before. They're fairly expensive crystal katanas, charged crystal katana. It has like a glow to it a bit, and he just runs in between all these three guys. Time to die, 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 flesh bags. And I'm gonna attack one of them. Just tell me when you're ready, Bo.
It's ready.
I do have duelist, so okay, that's more for defense.
Do you have any advantages or anything?
I
You gotta aim.
have already spent my maneuver to draw and move. I spent 2 maneuvers. I can't aim.
Okay, got it.
You're ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey now. 10 damage. That's pierce 3.
Yep.
Which one were you attacking?
The one on my right is fine.
Billy Bluetooth.
Yeah.
His soak is 4.
So soak will be
So-
1.
So what? 7 damage.
His soak will be 1 though.
Oh, soak will be 1. So he'll take 9 damage. What do you want to do with the advantages?
Oh, let's see. Do you have that advantage macro? Do I need to look it up?
Yep. Should be at the bottom.
Spend advantage along the bottom row. You might have to enable it.
Oh, okay. Is it a token macro or is it
No, it's the bottom bar.
Yeah, if you go to the macro collection thing and scroll down, you'll see it there. Spend advantage, spend threat, and you can put it in your bar.
okay? Spend. I don't see it so. Oh, it's not alphabetical. Never mind. Spend advantage. Okay, there we go. Got it. How many do I have? 3.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you can critical him.
I'm actually gonna gain defense. I'll make that guy just pick it up and attack me. I'll gain defense.
Got it. Gabriel and Ward.
After you.
Go ahead, Ward.
Okay. Okay, so I don't think I can shoot anyone from where I am, so I'm just gonna draw my pistol, but then go and take cover, because I've got no weapon skills whatsoever. So I'm just gonna go round to there if I can. And that's me. I need to take 2 strain, don't I?
2 maneuvers. Well, if you're not taking an action, you don't have to take any strain.
Oh, okay, yeah, because one of them could be. Okay, cool.
Gabriel.
Alright, Gabriel slung his weapon out when they saw him. Ezreal attacked the Billy Bluetooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna do the same thing with his bullpup carbine. I will aim.
Why don't you give yourself... he's in melee with him. Why don't you upgrade your difficulty by 1, though, so it's going to be a hard check.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know. That's fine. Um, And then boost for aim, and strain. Wait.
Bam.
Bam. Just give yourself 1 strain for the threat. And that's what, 10 damage. Soaks 4. He meets his threshold. So tell me what looks like his Bluetooth gets blown away.
We'll see an Azrael go in and ward back up, and that's an Azrael do some damage on him. Gabriel steps forward a little bit, levels his gun up to his face, and places it on his shoulder, and then just starts to select the miss with his carbine. And this whole time his eyes are just focused on his target. And then he swings it around and points at the rest of the group up top next to Israel.
And I think we're back to the top then, right?
Yeah.
All right. Roll cool at this point.
I will spend 1 strain for 1 automatic success for rapid reaction.
My roll was really bad.
And then I'll roll. So that'd be 2 and 4 for me.
Everybody done?
Yep.
Word.
Mine came out with purples on it, but I basically got 2 advantages. That was it.
There should be an init cool on the first row.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a macro that says init cool.
Oh, got it. Sorry. Okay,
That should boom. Now it should be added.
that's
got
better. Great, thanks.
Let me check to make sure this order is right. I always have to make a few adjustments to it.
Yeah, the 1-0 is too high.
Yeah, the 1-0. There we go. Should be good.
There should be a 2-4 on there as well for rapid reaction.
A 2-4.
Yeah, so I spent rapid reaction. I took 1 strain. It gives me 1 automatic success for initiative.
Instead of 1-4, it's a 2-4.
Yep, I see it. Or it's the PC, first PC one. 1-4.
All right, so you should be going second. First NPC. Okay, first NPC. I'm just going to say facing Azrael.
Yep,
Facing Azrael.
I have 3 blacks.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He uses his maneuver to draw his sword. He has like this sword hanging aside, and he kind of brings it up to Azrael and tries to like jam it up underneath his ribs. Two setback.
3.
Oh yeah, you have defense. Then you have
Yep. And then
your weapon has defensive, and then I think you have 1 defense because of your armor,
yep.
right?
Mm-hmm. I believe that's correct.
This is going to fail.
Yeah. He swings and Azrael just parries it. Ha 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 ha. Very funny.
Well, the PCs is up.
Go ahead, Azrael. You're in the thick of it.
He'll return his attack. I'll aim this time with my maneuver. I'll attack. Who attacked me? The Cretan or the? Oh, there's 2 Cretan. That one. I'll attack that one then.
There's lots of Cretans in this
A lot
place.
of Cretans. I'll attack the Cretan that attacked me. So I'll use an aim. So I got a blue there. Just let me know when you've got all that set.
Difficulty set.
Did you do the blue as well, or do you want me to do that? Okay.
I did it.
Ah! Wow.
What the heck?
That's a really bad roll.
That's a bad roll if I've seen one.
Yep.
Feels bad.
This Cretan's faster than you think, and you swing your katana over his head, and at the last moment he brings his own blade, king, and glances off of it. The one next to you, since you're not actively engaged with him, he'll backpedal just a little bit and get a little bit distance, short range, and take out his. He has this like giant looking sidearm at his side.
Does this work like Star Wars, where he has to spend strain to do that?
To disengage?
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
mean, not to disengage. To move, then draw would be 2 maneuvers, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess he won't move. I'll just pull it out and fire.
1 black.
He won't be able to aim either. Pistol. Close range. It's probably not even going to get past your. Nope.
I had 1 black.
Fail
too.
with an advantage.
Yeah.
He'll pass the boost on to whoever goes next with the advantage. All right. Next up, man, you guys rolled bad.
Well, I rolled a 0-1, so can't get any worse than that.
Next PC. These guys kind of all draw their weapons, and they are. This guy's going to move into cover here. This one here draws his weapon, and he will fire at Azrael. That's medium range.
I have a black to that.
Yeah, blacked.
I actually have 2. If did my advantage, does that last until my entire turn, or
What advantage?
the 3 advantages that I had before on my last turn, where I had added a black die to myself?
That lasts until you go next. Yes.
Then I have 2 blacks against this attack.
All right. Where's my damn pistol? Here he goes. Heavy pistol. Average. He gets 1 boost from the other dude. Setback 2.
Wow.
Why is it adding another setback?
I don't have one. I don't have one, so it's not me.
Not like it would matter.
And it wouldn't have.
Not with that.
Okay.
It would not have.
2 advantages.
Bad enough,
Slightly less
bad enough
true.
without that, though.
I'll make sure. I'll clear my pool, even though there's nothing on there. But
He'll use the 2 advantages to pass the boost to the next one to go. Exact same thing. Boost. Ooh. Threat. Damage 9. Target soak is 6. So you take 3.
mm-hmm. Yeah, finally one gets through and just kind of ricochets into his carapace armor. Doesn't seem perturbed by it, really. Doesn't feel it.
All right. You guys are up again.
Gabriel, seeing the bullets, but still, wasn't hearing the bullets, but wasn't by, turn around, and this includes the cycle thugs down at the bottom. He'll move up to the pillar though for cover. Go ahead and use this carbine.
Yep. Should be medium range. So average difficulty. Remember, you can aim and spend strain to do so.
Yes, I shall. I love spending strain.
Last Star Wars section, you had one strain left and one wound left. You're in a good spot.
Sim did?
Yeah. I started trying to stun him.
Oh, a triumph.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to kill me more. How do I spend these triumphs?
That would kill him anyway. That would kill him. You can do something with the triumph if you like.
Yeah, because I got two advantages as well, right?
2 advantages and a triumph. Yes.
So I'll pass the boost on to the next person to go with the advantage.
You don't know what you want to do with the triumph?
No, that I don't. I'm looking. I'm going to add a black to the next NPC's. It's targeted, so I couldn't really do it because he's down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of it's targeted. Allied characters. Next check.
You can be creative with it if you want. You want to think about it?
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll just turn into another boost, really. 'Cause most of the stuff I'd want to do would be targeted individual. The creative stuff, not really much. Environmental that I can use, really, to add any advantage to us. The way I'm looking at it down at the bottom there. So I could pass 2 boosts on to the next PC instead of
You could say like
there goes.
so a junkie kind of like runs out and like knocks Drake out of the side or something like that, or there's a bunch of stuff you could do.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea because they got the junkies up top there. I would have the junkie run into the one with the Cretans up there.
One's up by Azrael.
Please, that guy right there. Or
Yeah.
one of them. Really.
Yeah, so they hear the commotion going inside, and these people are so desperate, they actually start running inside to try to loot stuff. And as they run past this guy, they just knock him prone. So he goes prone.
And then the next PC will have a boost as well.
The next person will have a boost. Okay. All right, who hasn't gone?
Do you want to go, Ghost?
Sure. So I'm assuming this is like one of those counters that it's like open top all the way across. I'm having to like duck down in the corner of this thing, basically. That's what it
Yeah.
seems like. Or is it an aisle? Okay.
Yeah, these things are like the aisles, and like they have like stuff on it, like toilet paper and
Mhm.
sugar O's.
So he kind of leans around the corner. I can see this guy. Am I able to shoot from
Mhm.
here?
Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah, I'll aim with my maneuver, and then I'll shoot a shot off.
Yep,
Same
this will
cover.
be medium. Yep, it's
Okay.
average.
So that is another advantage for superior, and then it's Pierce 2, but he has soak 1 anyway. Vicious. Now, is vicious more wounds, or what is vicious that critical?
If you crit him, it goes up. But even with that extra boost die, that would kill him.
Oh, I included the boost.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yep. Because superior just gives you another advantage, doesn't give you a boost. So I'll just critical him, I guess. With 2.
He's dead to begin with.
Yeah. So King leans out, fires off a round from the Fletcher pistol, which is like a mass driver type thing, and just splatters him. And leans, tucks back down. And I guess I'll recover 1 strain with the extra advantage.
And Ward.
Okay. Checking what range I've got on the line-up pistol. Okay. So this guy looks a bit different to the rest, right? This guy here behind the counter?
Yeah. A little more badass.
Okay. So I'm going to duck down behind the counter over here. And then I'll spend 2 strain to aim.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and shoot him with my sign-up pistol.
Okay, that'd be an average check. He does have cover, so give yourself 1 setback.
Okay, so I want sign-up pistol. Choose target. Difficulty average. But give myself 1 setback. Okay. Nope.
Miss 2 threat.
Ooh.
So you lose your cover. So you step out a little too far. What's the threat? Exposing yourself. And we're back to the top because I removed the guy that died. We actually have 2 that have died, right? 3 that have died.
Yeah, 3.
There's only what? 1?
There's 3, right?
Which one? 3 left, yep.
Yeah, we're missing 1. If there's 3 left.
They're all in a row here. They're all in a row. I think I deleted 1 extra. That's fine.
I'm on the corner here.
Yeah, he's just a scoundrel.
Yeah, it's a junkie.
He's a junkie.
Don't mind him. He's just grabbing some Kit Kats from the corner.
Yep, so back to the top.
I'll go. So Azrael being shot at and finally shot doesn't really react at all. He simply double hands his sword and brings it down at a downward chop at one of the Cretans that he's been engaged with. So I'm gonna aim with my maneuver. So 1 blue, and that's it.
All right.
This one's still prone.
One of them's still prone, yeah.
Oh, which one's the one's prone?
This one.
What do I get something? Do I get upgraded or something for attacking a prone person?
You get an extra boost if you want him. If you want to attack him.
Yeah, sure. He just sees him on the ground and just kind of tries to
decapitate him.
Yeah, no, he tries to step on his chest and swing down, trying to decapitate him. So I'll take that boost. So I'll have 2 boosts. I think.
Mm-hmm. You ready?
All right. Yeah.
Oh.
I'll crit 3 times.
He's dead. Quite. Brutalize.
Yeah, he just cuts off his head. I like to see them bleed. His blood squirts out all over the place.
As part of these advantages, this guy that's still standing, he's going to try to run unless you don't want him to.
I would attack him.
Yeah. Okay. So he tries to run. Just narratively, you grab him, keep him from running.
Yeah.
So he kind of spins around towards you. What are you?
I am
And-
Azriel.
He's the guy with the sword, so he's going to use his maneuver to aim. You have
2 blacks.
different rounds. So 2
Yeah,
blacks.
just set it as 1 if it's doing the thing where it doubles it.
It's only your character.
I
was
saw
testing that
it earlier. It was on Ward. He had 2 blacks there, and he should only had 1, I think. It's anytime you set a black, it doubles it for some reason.
That never happened in the last session, did it?
Nope.
Ghost? Or GLH? It must be
I don't remember.
setting somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think we really used it. Yeah, I don't see it. Didn't see any blacks in GLH.
See that? Only added 1.
Did you set 1 or?
Yeah. Yeah, I set 1 thinking there would be 2.
That's weird. Just want
I'll just roll
Yeah.
another one.
to. Nice.
Ah, no.
He parries it.
I don't think it would have got past your soak anyhow.
I got parry too if I really want to, but
Okay, Drake Washington. Gabriel's the closest. He can spend strain, so he's going to spend strain and aim twice and shoot at Gabriel. You have cover though, right?
If that will provide it, yes. I might go for 6.
Let me see if it doubles his. Nope, works. 3 advantage. He's going to use that to take a extra maneuver, and old Drake is going to start running. So he can get. He's like, "I'm getting out of here!" And he kind of runs out of the counter and starts to run into the back rooms there. And PC's back up.
guys get him.
Don't let him out of there, Gabe. Don't let him out.
So, Gabe, after getting shot at and hitting the pole, and never losing focus on him, he knew the bullet was going to miss. Follows him along with the rifle. I'll aim, of course. And I guess I couldn't have to do nothing. What's difficulty?
Average.
Average. Gonna boost.
Spin that strain to aim twice.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna.
You could use the advantages to buy back your strain too.
I know. I just usually never do. Take my strain.
No.
Oh. Guess I'll.
Was there meant to be a black in there?
Oh, I got a black.
If not, it's gonna hit.
Yeah, because that would affect it, that black.
Nah, it's just a threat.
No, he got the failure on the purple.
Oh,
okay,
okay, yeah, right, yeah.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah,
That
you must
takes
have
it out.
muddled up.
All
You
right.
have 6 advantages then.
Let's do this. I'm gonna pass the boost on to next PC. I could do 2 boosts, right?
No.
Well, just the 1. All right.
You can do with that many though. You could, if you have 6, You could do a boost to the next PC and another PC later in the order.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, we will do that. I'll get
Or you
on
could do an extra maneuver and run after him. But
Believe
I think
in me if you believe in me.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, you could run after him. You would no, he'd be up.
Yeah, once he turns that corner, I think I would lose him. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I'll have faith in Bill with a boost, and then bring back my strain down. Or no, I'm gonna give the boost to who's following King? Would be Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give it to Ward too.
So Ward has one, and who else?
Me.
King Award.
All right.
Shoot 'em up, boys.
All right. What range is he from me right now?
If you can see him, for your pistol, he's still a medium, I think.
All right. I'll do an aim. 2 strain for another aim. With the boost, that should be 3 boost.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Ooh,
Wow.
Oh.
Wowza. See?
he's a rival, so it's not an automatic kill. But that's 6 minus 3. Oh yeah, you have Pierce 2.
Pierce 2. So 6 minus 1. 5. Triumph, eh?
I'm an advantage.
Oh, I gotta add to the threat.
Triumph's in a threat. Yeah, just give yourself a strain. It's fine.
5. And I'm just gonna look at that. Spending advantage.
You have that.
Do something vital, eh? How about
You
we
also have
kneecap him and stun him for a turn if we can?
Vicious 2. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with that. You kneecap him. He can't move.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so-
blow his knee out.
King leans over the counter, mass driver bullet shoots through and just rips open, goes to the back of his knee out front, and just you hear a loud crack as the bone splinters.
Kind of braces himself against the doorway and spins back around with his pistol, shooting wildly. Next PC is up.
Okay, so Ward is going to aim twice. And I guess he's got a boost.
Mm-hmm. That'd be 3.
Okay, so choosing him, and it's going to be what difficulty? Average?
Average.
Okay. Boost is 3. No setbacks or anything else. Hey.
It's fucking weird how I had that in.
Nice.
They rolled blank though, so
So yeah,
it's not
he's
damage, so it won't kill him. So 8 minus 5. So let me see what his threshold is. Almost, not quite. Stun 3. Oh, you can't quite activate that. Stun quality.
what about the disorient?
Disorient 4. Stun. You know what? I think it only takes 2 advantages to activate that. Stun 3. Does that mean it stuns for 3 rounds? I can't remember.
No, stun is it probably I think
Does it cost 3 to use it?
no, I think it does
I think it takes 2 advantages usually to activate those.
isn't that it doesn't do stun damage?
got stun damage and it's got stun 3. Disorient 4, was it?
I'll
Yeah,
look
it's
it
got
up,
stun
but-
damage, but also... I don't know why it's listed as 2 separate things.
Okay, PDF.
Stun. Oh, here it is. Weapon with stun can deal strain to the target. When stun quality is activated, it inflicts strain equal to weapon stun rating.
Yeah.
Since this is strain and not strain damage, it is not reduced by target soak.
So it's just, yeah.
You could deal strain instead of wounds if you want.
But he's badly injured, isn't he?
Oh, he's pretty badly injured, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I can choose to deal wounds as well.
I'm going to look up disorient real quick.
Yeah.
Weapon can daze an opponent when disorient is triggered. One target hit by attack is disoriented for a number of rounds equal to disorient ratings. Oh, yeah, this is what you want to do. You want to spend those 2 advantages to make him disoriented for 4 rounds.
Great, I'll do that.
That's huge.
Yep, great.
Start running back to us.
That's me done then.
Yeah, he's disoriented. So it blasts him. He still takes the damage. Very badly hurt. But now he's just like looking up into the ceiling. Ah! And we're back to the top.
I haven't acted, I don't think, have I? This
You're
round.
top of the list, right?
Yeah, you went first.
Not this
Yeah,
this
you
turn,
went
I don't think, because I let them attack him first.
We're back.
You got the guy on the ground, didn't you?
I don't remember. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Decapitation.
Do you guys want me to act, or you guys want to go after him?
You go.
Yeah, you can go.
Pushing them up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spin strain to aim twice. And try to take him out. And I get a free boost from being one-on-one because of duelist. So
Damn, 3 boosts
yeah, I
then?
have 3 boosts.
Alright, difficulty set. That kills him.
Yeah, he just runs him through. The guy tries to run, he grabs him by the shoulder, spins him around, just drives his katana through his chest. And then Falcon kicks him backwards.
By the way, it didn't make any difference to my roll, but I noticed I had a black again.
I know, I saw that. I have no clue why that would happen intermittently.
Anyway, sorry.
This game has been through lots of changes. It's been through, like, this is the GLH game for forever, and there's something else before that. I don't know. Something might have happened. I'll probably move to that setting the difficulty on the sheet. Although I like it with the weapon, so you can set your own. I might do a hybrid.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. So that was him. This NPC's gone. There's only one left, and it's Drake. Yeah, he's just going to point his weapon towards Gabriel and fire. He can't spend strain. He's just going to shoot in his direction. It's going to be average. No boost. He gets 2 setbacks against him. Yeah, misses. Gets a little bit further away as he kind of claws at the ground, dragging his bloody knee behind him. You guys are up.
Go on, Gabe.
Gabriel, not like in fight, not fighting twice now. It's gonna go ahead and move twice. And let loose a round of bullets. Is he?
I mean, we can kind of move to RP right now because you just kind of walk forward and kill him if you want to kill him. If that's what your aim is.
Actually, Gabriel will walk forward, grab him by the feet, and pull him back in.
Ah! 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 Starts
So,
smearing blood all over like the floor. The floor is littered with like Cheerios and paper towel rolls, hand sanitizer. At this point, the place is a wreck.
Gabriel's gonna kneel down. How about you tell us where the fat man's at? And maybe you could crawl out of here on your own.
What you talking about, man? The fat man. There's a lot of fat motherfuckers around this joint. You're in section 12, my dude.
You're at a position where you're not really getting to be coy with us. You know exactly what fat man we're looking for.
Okay, man. Okay. You're looking for Slimy Joe, I get it. I saw how the cameras turned, look at you. That motherfucker Mark Belltower runs this block.
Where is this motherfucker, Mike Belltown?
You promise not to kill me, man?
I promise not to kill you.
You promise to... Oh, fuck. I see I'm in no position to bargain. Ugh, here, help me up. I'll lead the way.
No. And he pulls his gun out.
Ward calls over the address that he'd looked on his pad. He'd picked up on his pad. He says, "Would it be this?" And he just sort of reads out the address of TPK Holdings, or whatever it was.
Yeah, man. It's on the backside of this block. Come on, man. Let me go. I'll lead you there. I'm telling you.
I've got the address and I've got a schematic of the neighborhood.
Thanks, but no thanks, my friend. And he will end him.
And he just lays limp, crashes onto the tile, his red blood spilling out, mingling with the hand sanitizer. Again, the security cameras all kind of swivel towards you.
Ward will
You get the feeling as if you're being watched.
look up at the nearest one and cheerfully raise a single finger to it and smile. And then he'll look down. And is this a sort of someone working in the store?
It's one of the junkies who's cowering in the
right.
corner. Yeah,
Oh, it's all automated, is it?
it's all automated. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah,
And
he...
Ward will say to the say just out loud to the no junkie in particular, just say, if all these cameras went out, no one would know who nicked what, right? Just saying.
Yeah. What's your point?
Oh well. And he wanders back towards King and says, "Shall we get going before the cops get here?"
I don't think any police are going to come down here anytime soon, but yes, quicker the better, because though he is fat, I'm sure he has means to move quickly.
Yeah. God, I don't want to see that fella run. Ugh. Nasty thought. Right.
So I'm gonna attempt to take a back door to this place.
Your voice keeps dipping out there, Sim.
Yeah, it keeps going sort of indistinct a little bit.
Let's say I get the assumption that there's a back door to this place. That's where the other three in the bottom came up.
Oh yeah, and it is on the other side of this block, isn't it? So
Gabriel's gonna look. Well, how about we use the back door? We'd be that much closer to the fat fuck.
I know King would like that.
Let's be on the way then. He quickly moves through, keeping his gun out. There's no point in trying to be subtle at this point.
Nope.
As Ward goes past Azrael, he goes,
Yeah, this door, let's see, this door is actually open because they came in off the streets. They were actually seeing you. They were actually out here, those guys.
What were you saying? Water.
I was going to say,
Oh, yeah, this door open here.
I was going to say, as Ward goes past Azrael, he's just going to sort of lean across to him and goes, "Back door thing was another anal sex comment." Yeah. And he sort of, taps his nose and carries on walking.
He just looks at you. I did not know that.
I feel I made it worse by just having to say it twice. Okay.
So looking at your schematics, you could probably go outside and come in down near this area. I don't know if you can see it down here. And then winding your way through the building, you could probably get to where the schematics say that Slimy Joe is.
If I go through into the back room here, is there any terminal anywhere I can access?
Is there a story point in your pocket?
We haven't spent any, so yes.
Yeah,
Spend
I think so.
Spend a story point, and there absolutely isn't.
Sure. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah. So okay, I'll go to the terminal because I figure before we confront him, I'll see if there's any more advantage to be gained, seeing as I'm already through that sentry, or I was. So there were several other subsystems I could get at, right?
Yep.
So I've got the maps and schematics. Probably nothing much that interesting from the food service. What's this other one here?
Illicit services.
Okay, and what's this one?
Al's big data dump.
Anything? I'll have a very quick look at that. Is there anything
Just have
interesting
a
there?
quick look. It's like you don't want to look anymore.
Oh no.
Okay. Videos, wanted ads for adult companions. There's some like threads. It's almost like a Reddit board. So people on this block very upset about Slimy Joe. Upset about Slimy Joe's dogs drawing police attention.
Okay. If I go into the illicit services, is there anything about Slimy Joe in there? Is there anything he runs?
Yeah, he seems to run it. This is where he serves up all of his girls. You can order drugs. You can order all sorts of stuff. You could order up VR experiences that are highly illegal. Okay, all that stuff.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll leave it there for now then. I'll tell the others that I've got as far as I can from past the first sentry. But I can probably, if they want me to get into the cameras or anything, I can try and get further because there's stuff further in. But yeah, that's possibly interesting, right? That sort of encrypted area there. That might be an interesting stuff to get at.
Yep. So you can look through the directories. Security that will control doors, locks, that sort of thing.
Okay. So I'll tell the others if they don't mind me spending a few minutes, I can try and override the door security in the area. But otherwise, we can just push on and can save my icebreakers for whatever we need them for.
Can you do it and catch up? The more time we waste, the more time he gets to get his fat motor running.
Yeah, okay. I'll leave it for now. Okay. And yeah, I'll move off. I'll just keep just kind of memorizing this a little bit. Okay, thanks. So yeah, disconnect.
There's no shortage of terminals on this map, by the way. Lots of places you walk through has terminals in them. So,
Okay, cool. Thanks.
all right. So you back out of that, and you are here.
Say walk over there at a terminal on the wall. Okay, after you fellas.
It's basically, according to your schematics, it's the lower right corner of the map. That's where he is.
Okay, cool. I'll let everyone know that.
How much strain do you recover after an encounter? Or do you-
I believe you can make a discipline check. Discipline or willpower or something like that. And it's like a simple check, meaning no difficulty.
I can only put easy, so let's ignore the. So, 1.
Yep.
I should do the same.
Two. Yeah.
None. Oh, nice.
Alright, so yeah, King's gonna head out the back door and look toward. So where's the address for this thing? This building that he's in?
It's just the backside of this giant block, basically.
Yeah. TPK, if you see that on the map. So I think we go. So we'll just say turn left again at the corner. We should find it. TPK.
King nods and starts heading that way.
Maud will put his pad away again. He'll keep the schematic. He's downloaded the schematic locally to his pad, and he'll have it up in the corner of his smart glasses again, so he doesn't need to keep looking at his pad.
Mm-hmm. What I should do. So, do you plan to kind of go around the block, or are you going to go through?
I'm going around the block.
Yep. So as you go around the block, you see kind of at the corner these two kind of mechanical-looking dogs, lack of a better term, kind of standing there and kind of sniffing the air. And security cameras are following you. They're all kind of located around the edge of the building as you circumvent this, and these dogs kind of seem to take quite a bit of interest in you.
Look like they're posturing up for a bite.
Possibly. Their heads kind of swivel up and look at the cameras.
Those don't look too friendly. King nods towards the dogs.
If they're being controlled remotely, is there anything I could do to kind of try and disrupt that?
There is.
Okay, I will see what I can do. D-pad out. Oh, I can't access from my D-pad, can I?
Nope.
Okay, I will turn and run back to where I was, and sprint back along there, and I'll get to the camera again.
Yeah, they start to kind of like very slowly kind of close in on the others here.
Okay, log in and try and see what I can do to disrupt this local signal. So what have we got?
So as you log back in, you see the same type of menus: lights, utilities, security cameras, security, police scanners, etc.
Which subsystem I reckon's controlling them?
Security, most likely.
So here again.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's see what we got here then. I'll go for it. Let's see how quickly I can get through.
All right. So this one. Code gate.
Okay, and for that, I think I have the Gordian Blade.
Gordian blade.
So I'm going to try and execute that.
And that's a strength 3.
Yep. I think I can raise it to a 4 somehow. If that's relevant. If it's needed.
All right, let's see. Let's see what you roll.
Oh, while it's active, I can spend 2 advantage. Okay, let's see what I get. So I'm going to roll hacking.
All right, you're definitely.
Am I set?
Yep.
Cool. Ooh.
Oh wow. Yeah, you can't ask for much better than that. Unless you get the extra 3 from your Gordian blade.
Yep.
That just destroys that one.
Okay, so I get through that. This is going to be happening pretty fast. What's this system here, by the way?
Lights.
Oh, it is just lights. Okay, no, going straight
You
onto this.
turn off the lights, and the outside there's floodlights going down. You could see.
Might freak everyone else out.
I got caught. Yeah, I'm good.
I'll keep that in my back pocket. And can I use the is there anything useful I can use that triumph for? I can use the triumph to boost my next roll, can I?
Triumph. Let me see. I don't have the stuff memorized for this. Triumph. Successful trace. You could trace somebody you want. May perform only.
Can I unlock my D-pad?
Hard shutdown.
Could I unlock the
yes.
access to my D-pad?
Yes,
Can I
yes,
do that?
yes. Your mobile
Okay.
access.
Yeah, so I got mobile access again. Cool. Let's go for this.
You get pinged again. What the fuck? Why are you online again?
I don't reply because I'm busy trying to get through this code breaker, this ice as quickly as I can. I figure while he's typing, he's not executing anything to stop me.
All right. This next one is you fly through this. What does that say? Ice wall. Strength 5. I think you have battering ram for that one.
Yeah, it's a barrier, and that's a 6 I get on that, so I will. I will deploy that. Just brute force it. Ward kind of cracks his knuckles as he kind of executes this massive brute force icebreaker. Am I set?
Your difficulty is set. Man, you're rolling the exact opposite as Demi did during the last game. All right. So
Okay.
you're in. And we're going to move back to this. Yeah, tell me what it looks like as these dogs kind of start to close in on you guys. King and Azrael, you see their eyes start to glow and heat up as like they're going to shoot something out of their eyes.
And then, are you asking them or are you asking me to describe what happens?
Yeah, describe, because you're going to shut them down. I'm guessing.
Yeah. So, they're just sort of squaring up, and their eyes start to glow, and then first the one on the left, and then the one on the right just kind of like looks up again to the cameras, and then goes limp and just kind of like collapses to the sidewalk with just this kind of noise of kind of as they power down and kind of like collapse joint by joint down on themselves and then fall over onto the pavement.
One of them gets like a little bit like shot off that goes right past King and just grazes his leathers. And as you're doing that, this prostitute basically steps out of the Pleasure Den Economy Cafe, and let's see if she just gets vaped. No, barely misses. So these laser eyes just shoot out for each one. So if they hit something, just bypass the soak totally, and barely misses this like girl. She steps out. She's like, "What the fuck is going on here? Is that one of Joe's dogs?" It just kind of clatters to the ground.
And King looks at it for a moment, seeing that it's off, and it very well might have been. He turns around, looks back to see Ward, I'm assuming, walking towards him.
Yep. Ward is now putting away his pad, and he's got this huge shit-eating grin on his face.
Your handiwork, I take it?
He just looks and goes, "Hey. What can I say, lads? I'm good."
At what?
Well, at hacking, and at sysops and a few other things, but you kind of ruined the moment there, Azrael.
I am not sure I understand. He shrugs.
We can talk about code words and phrasing later, after we've actually done the job, perhaps. Any?
Can I, with that many successes, I'm still seeing stuff from Slimy Joe. Is there any way I can just, because he's threatening to lock me out again, and I'm seeing this come up on my smart glasses from him. Is there any way I can actually, now I've got the control of the security, is there any way I can lock him out of his own system?
You can.
Yeah, I will do that.
Or lock him down.
Lock out.
Yeah.
Right now, you're lockout. So with the security access, I'm going to give you an additional trace. So downgrade it twice. So it would be a hard check.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Don't forget
Can I use a story point? Yeah.
You can use a story point. Yep. And I can set your difficulty for your hacking.
Thank you.
So it's going to be a hard check. You're using a story point, so it's going to be upgraded once. And your difficulty is set. Yeah. Tell you what it looks like.
Okay.
As you lock him out. I know he's pounding his keyboard in there. He has a giant soda, and he picks it up and throws it across the room. It just explodes. And at his feet are two dogs that are just unresponsive.
And the last thing he sees before he loses access to first his system and then easy access to the net is a giant picture of a pair of hairy buttocks appears on his screen. and underneath a little XXX from me.
Nice. So you catch up with your crew.
Yes.
All right. So as you kind of go around the back of the building, you see that on this block there's like the area of like receiving and stuff like that. There's a back entrance to the Mallclave, which is what they call this sort of compound. And as you approach, the lights over many of the doors glow green as they have been unlocked. So I got to unlock that door. I got to unlock that door. And I got to unlock that door.
Yeah. Ward's being quite... he's been quite a jerk about the whole thing as well. He's just being insufferable now. He's so as he walks along, you can see him now. He's got his pad out for effect. He doesn't actually need it, but for effect, he's got his pad out. And as you walk up to doors, he's kind of just doing what you were doing there. He's going, and we'll open that door, and we'll open that door, and what, another door? Should we have another door, lads? Yeah, let's open that door.
I think you should open all the doors except for the fat man's door and keep him inside. Kane kind of shrugs as they're getting up next to this door.
Ward sort of snaps to a little bit and realizes he should stop messing about and goes, yeah, sure. Pulls up the schematics again. He's kind of cross-referencing stuff and
Sam,
right
Jesus.
What a dirtbag.
He's rolling up the stairs.
Yeah.
I see nothing.
So you look inside, and it's a warehouse. A warehouse is full of like just disgusting paraphernalia. You can use your own imagination. The sorts of things that Ian's character from D-List would partake in. And it's just silent on the inside, and after the security systems have been disabled, there's just kind of this red glowing light from the inside. You hear a voice kind of yelling and screaming at somebody else. Get out there and see what's going on. Yeah, boss, fine. And you hear a voice that this deal keeps getting worse all the time.
Well, I think our door kickers should be up first. And Gabriel looks over at Azrael or King looks at Gabriel and Azrael.
I think Azrael would be proficient at kicking in doors.
I am proficient in the destruction of organic material or inorganic material. And he would just go in.
By all means, Bandana Man, go earn your keep with the robot. He does a half bow.
Yeah. And Gabriel walking with his gun leveled already, sweeping the room as he walks.
Azrael waits there for a second. Why do you keep your face covering on? Are you deformed?
This way no one can see what I look like.
These people will all be dead momentarily.
Yeah, but all those junkies weren't. Maybe one of them recognizes me as one of their dealers before. Follows me around, knows the shit out of me.
I see. So it is anonymity then, from your fame.
Yes, that is true. It happens. These guys don't necessarily have a clear mind.
A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
As Azrael kind of walks into like the main warehouse, in the bins there are this kind of cybernetic parts everywhere. Every now and then there's blood stains on the floor. You see more than one cage that actually has a person in there, like alive, barely, underfed. You see those nuke dogs. There's another one like on the ground, kind of disabled. And there's a hawking man with looks like a submachine gun, kind of standing guard as you guys walk in. He goes, "Who goes there?"
Some people you should get out of the way of. King has his gun out, sees this thug, sees his response to that.
"You do this?" And he points at the dog on the ground.
Why? Do you feel bad for the dog?
"No. Feel bad for my boss if you did this." He also spins a monitor around, and you could see Mr. Ty's Emporium for everything. This is just destroyed. And you say, "You do this too?"
Yes. And what do you think will happen to you if you're standing there and getting in our way? Your boss is done. Take a walk.
He nods. "Chaz the Ripper will take a walk."
Why do they call you Chaz the Ripper?
"I have a fondness for your kind. And I like to mix and match body parts." He starts to walk out. "Have fun with Slimy Joe. His time has run out."
Ward says to King, "We sure we want to leave that witness?" Just quietly.
And he looks back and, who's going to believe someone who looks like that? And he starts walking forward.
He walks out. As you watch in, like two screaming junkies just run out, screaming. They seem half happy though.
King, you could recruit those girls to be your girlfriend.
No need for things to get in the way. They seem a bit more towards Gabriel's taste, if I'm being fair.
You could buy a bandana.
I'm going to buy a lot more than a bandana if this goes how it's supposed to. Maybe 2 bandanas.
Or a full hat.
I like the way you think, Azrael.
I will learn fashion one day.
And starts heading over.
You definitely keep looking for a girlfriend for him though, Azrael. He needs all the help he can get.
And there is the man of the hour.
Ah. Ward will stand behind King and wave over his shoulder.
Yeah, as you kind of circle around and enter this room, Mark Belltower, aka Slimy Joe, kind of turns around in this large chair. It's reinforced at the bases to deal with his heft. One of the nuke dogs is deactivated at his feet. Well, you made it at last, and it doesn't seem like you'll be in my employ, willingly or unwillingly. I give it to you boys.
What do you give?
You're a persistent bunch. Now, I've been in and out of jail my whole life, but I suppose now is the end? What did I do? Did I do something to one of your sisters? Or maybe your brother? Little brother?
Not quite. He looks over to Azrael. Azrael, could you take hold of Mr. Bellflower? Hold him steady. Expose his chest, if you will.
Huh? What's this all about?
We do not like morbidly obese people. That is why we have come. Ha 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 ha. And he
Who programmed this droid sense of humor?
walks over, and he takes his hilt and kind of bops him over the head really quickly to kind of disorient him, and then he gets behind him and takes his wrists and kind of pulls him back, pulls his shoulders back to kind of expose him.
Unhand me, you malevolent machine.
I guess you may as well know why you're going to die. You have the misfortune of not being your own man. And you're
What are
a
you
failure.
talking about?
You're the worst part of a slightly better man, but not by much. And you need to disappear for his sake. It's going to amount to more than your pathetic life ever would have. Gabriel, if you would, come put him out of his misery.
Gabriel turn. Alright, well, we need his back facing us.
What are you talking about? Let me go.
I believe they call this. Ha 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 ha. He turns around. He doesn't actually say the joke, but
And then Gabriel will shoot the shotgun right into his back.
Back or the front?
Chest, I think.
Did it come out of the chest? I thought it, or did it go in the chest?
I think we were told to shoot him in the chest, right?
Yeah.
no,
Shoot him in-
then yeah.
Maybe I should make you make a knowledge check to see if you screw it up.
I remember it was the
Hand back a body with a bullet hole wrong spot. So you shoot him in the chest.
Yeah, shoot him in the chest.
Just. As you do that, just blood just splatters everywhere, especially all over Azrael, as he's just covered in chunks of sternum and ribs, and Bell Tower's heart stops beating, and he slumps over. Even to Azrael, it takes quite a bit of strength to heave the dead body and keep it from just smacking onto the floor.
King's gonna use his personal comm, assuming I have Trimoth contacts or something, right, to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yep.
he'll-
This is Jerome.
It's done. Do you want the corpse?
Yeah, you know where to take it. And you better get out of there quick.
We're on the way.
Yeah, you can hear in the distance just sirens and stuff start to come.
Well, I hate to keep asking you to do all the heavy lifting, Azrael, but seeing as that's quite a heavy load and you're the one made for it, would you mind?
It is my specialty. And he basically throws the body over his shoulder with some work at it. It's not like that easy because it's so huge and just oddly shaped. And he hoists it over his shoulder and brings it out.
As we're leaving, I would like to spend a story point to make these barrels flammable.
Yes.
Because no witnesses. Other than that guy who's not reputable. These have a bunch of people in them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Some of them do. Let them burn.
Yep.
Oh,
I would try to get them to get the car running, though. I'd try to get them away from it before I do all that, and I toss my keys to Gabe. Go warm it up. I want to make sure that he doesn't have any security cameras or anything, footage that they might find.
Sounds good to me. And Gabriel make his way over to the car.
I'll wait till they all head that way and then light a fire.
Yeah, and I've basically been while they were shooting him, I was kind of deleting his whole sort of online catalog of stuff, and then to cover up what we were, because that was over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can anything you have access to, you just wipe all that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm wiping all that stuff, and I'm going back into the security subsystem, and I'm going to all the camera records, all his trace records when he was tracing me, and all the conversation records and stuff between us. That's all going to get wiped.
Got it. Anything else before we close it down?
Nope.
All right. So you head back to your car with the body, which you need basically a giant truck by now for everybody, this dead guy. And you get in the car, it raises into the sky, and as you leave, you see the fire grow over Block 13 of Section 12. And as you get higher and higher, it just explodes beneath you, and you see like white blood cells going to infection. A bunch of other like little hover cars of NAPD just kind of encircling the area. You fly out though, you head towards more upscale part of town. There are giant holograms all around you advertising things you don't need. As you fly into the night on your way back to Uncle Enzo's skyscraper to plant this clone body that hopefully will be found by the competing corporations and criminal enterprises. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll shut it down.
Azrael,
All right.
Azrael just is sitting in the car, just covered in blood. He doesn't seem to mind.
All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for playing.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, and thank you for running.
Yeah,
though.
thank you.
My
It's good.
pleasure.
That was good fun. Yeah, it's a shame that you guy couldn't make it, because yeah, it was.
Yeah, it might have been a little too complex. I gotta figure out this sheet situation too.
Trash Panda just had to miss out.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Ward got the glory that Trash Panda missed out on.
Yeah.